What is your name?
My name is Namita.
What is your experiment about?
My experiment is about the air quality inside a car.
What led you to choose this topic?
I chose this topic because my dad's car had mold contamination and my dad was trying to check this by using a mold testing kit. I got interested in knowing how and why mold contamination happens and use this for my science experiment. Mold not only causes moldy smelling air, but it also causes health issues. Some health issues due to mold are runny nose, itchy watery eyes, coughing, sneezing, throat irritation, skin irritation, headaches and dizziness, sinusitis, and asthma.
Tell us about your experiment and the data you collected.
I used a petri dish, chicken broth, and agar powder for my experiment. I used the chicken broth and the agar powder to make the nutrient, and I put the nutrient inside the petri dish to collect mold. I tested from different types of cars that were new and some that were old. In my car, I turned on the fan and held the petri dish like this with the nutrient against the fan for about 5 minutes. Then I closed the petri dish and taped it to let it sit. To clean the car from mold contamination, I used a dilute chlorine solution and used a spray bottle to spray the dilute chlorine solution in the air ducts, which is right here.
Did your experiment work?
Yes, my experiment worked because based on my hypothesis, my experiment proves that older cars have more mold contamination than newer cars do. These are the data and graph I collected. This table shows the different cars, ages, and miles, mold colors, and each day I saw that there were different numbers of mold and they increased. The graph shown here shows that the older the car, the more mold you see, and the newer the car, the less mold. This table shows different cars, but they're both Lexus and they're the same age, but they have different miles. The one with the most miles had more mold contamination than the one with less miles. The table shows the same car, but one is treated with chlorine solution and the other test was treated without chlorine solution. This is the graph that shows that the one with chlorine, that was treated with chlorine, has less mold contamination than the one that was not treated with chlorine.
What could you do to improve your experiment?
What I can do to improve my experiment is that I can use different types of nutrients to collect different types of mold. And also, I can get different types of solutions and test which one would be the best to kill mold in a car. This is my first science experiment for a science fair, and I really enjoyed the experience of conducting tests and collecting data and also learning new things.